What is good, Ninja Gaiden 4 fans? I am excited to make this video because I think I'm onto something. I have been working on this combo lately, and I have not seen anybody else doing it. So it gets me kind of pumped that I might actually contribute something good to the community. So let's get into it. This is an aerial combo, and it has two use cases that I've been using. The first use case is to try to sneak in a couple extra hits before I gotta end it on these guys. And then the second use case is you can jump in between a bunch of different aerial attackers and systematically take them out. And it's been helping me cleanly get rid of aerial attackers. I'm gonna put an example at the end of the video showing me doing this in a purgatory, so it's not all BS. So let's get into it. What we're going to end up doing is we're going to do some light attacks and wind path. We're going to do light attacks and swallow, light attacks, wind path, that's that, and light attacks into a finisher. Alright, and this will just be the base for building the muscle memory, and then you can add whatever jazz you want to in between. So let's get into it. I'm going to do the combo on this dummy, and then we'll break it down and get into all the limitations. So let's get this guy up in the air, and we're going to do light attacks, wind path, light attacks, swallow, light attacks, wind path, light attacks, and finisher. So that is the base of this combo that I kind of mess around with when I got people in the air. Let's go over the limitations though. Your first limitation is going to come from your wind path, right? So if you lift them up in the air, you hit the jump button immediately, you're going to wind path 10 out of 10 times, no issues at all. But the moment you start attacking, that all goes out the window. The consistency is very hit or miss. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. We fixed that with a dodge. So, lift them up in the air, 1, 2, 3, dodge, and wind path, and now we got our consistency back. Okay. Moving forward, after we do our wind path, we need to light attack. That's going to re-engage us with the enemy, and it's going to let us do a flying swallow. So two things. First thing is, if you do the flying swallow and you're not going to blood cancel, then you need to limit yourself to two light attacks. So we come over here, we do 2 light attacks, we can fly and swallow without an issue. But if we do 3 light attacks, he's just going to assume a drop. You can blood cancel out of that, and you can get your 3 attacks if that's what you want to do. Just a quick tip. But moving forward, let's get back into it. The flying swallow will reset the wind path for you. You can do 2 wind paths with this combo, but you can't do 2 wind paths in a row. So if I lift them up and I do a wind path and I come over here, I cannot do a second one. But if I lift them up, and I wind path and I flying swallow, I can wind path again. Here, let me do that better. Let me flying swallow, and now I can wind path again. So, recap, you can do 2 wind paths, just can't do them back to back. You have to use the flying swallow to reset it. Let's go over your soft limitations with this. So one of your major limitations with this is going to be in a real encounter. So in a real encounter, this isn't going to be as smooth, right? So in a real encounter, when you re-engage, you're going to consistently re-engage with somebody on the ground and not with your single target you're trying to put extra hits on. To get around that, if you want to start doing this in heavy encounters, you're going to need to start getting good at enabling the targeting system. So you lift them up, target, and now you're going to be sticking to the guy that you want to get your extra hits on. Make sure you relieve your target on your finisher and you're back in action. Now, your second soft limitation is going to come from enemy aggression. So, you know, this is a Ninja Gaiden game. You're not going to be able to just jump in this air and do a bunch of horse shit, and the guys below are going to just watch the fireworks. They are going to throw shit at you, jump at you, swipe at you. They're going to do everything they can to knock you out of the air. So you need to consider that limitation that, you know, if you have the opportunity to get some hits in because you're trying to sneak in maybe an instant kill, go for it. But remember that there's a risk that these dudes on the ground are not going to just sit there and fucking watch. They're going to do something about it. Now, how this works with multiple enemies, the reason why I like this combo a lot more actually, because I've been messing around with this combo for a while and I kind of fell off of it, and then I started coming back to it when I realized that you can jump in between enemies in the air. So what I mean is that, you know, you can only do 2 wind paths, right? You can do 2 wind paths, not in a row, unless you re-engage with a different enemy, which is really, really cool, actually. So what ends up happening is you lift the guy in the air, and you wind path, you engage with a new enemy. Now, your combos are reset, and your wind path is reset. So an aerial enemy is usually 3 hits, and they drop anyway. So now you're going to do your 3 hits, you're going to wind path, and you're going to re-engage with another enemy. 3 hits, wind path, re-engage with another enemy. And as far as I can tell, you can do that as many times as you want, as long as you're re-engaging with a new enemy. Which is really cool. I got an example of that I'm going to throw in at the end of this video. So, anyway, this is what I want to show off. So, if anybody has any questions on anything I'm doing, you know what? One last thing before I go is some of these moves that I'm doing, you're going to have to do a blood cancel it. I can't remember if I said that or not. So, when you do a triple light into a heavy, you need to get in the habit of doing a blood cancel to continue. So, you know, you do your triple light into a heavy blood cancel, and you can reset your combos. If you don't do that, you're going to end up in a situation like this. And that goes also for the flying swallow. When you lift somebody in the air, and you're going to go... when you lift somebody in the air, and you're going to do your flying swallow, if you do 2, you're fine. But if you do 3 light attacks, you have to cancel it, or he's going to Izumi drop. So you're going to lift him up in the air, flying swallow. Oh my god, I screwed up saying it wrong. Wind path, right? So we're going to lift him up in the air. We're going to wind path, and if you do 3, you need to do a blood cancel in order to get the flying swallow instead of the Izumi drop. So anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to go through. Talk to you next time. Peace.